Who was the most wicked queen in the Bible? Let's discuss the infamous Jezebel. Known for her shocking scandal, idolatry, and a violent downfall, Jezebel became a symbol of corruption and the abuse of power. But was she really all bad? Let's dive into her story and find out. Number 1. Royal origins in Sidon. Born a princess in the city of Sidon, Jezebel was the daughter of King Ethbaal and the granddaughter of an even more powerful ruler, Hiram. Unlike other princesses of her time who were known for their grace and refinement, Jezebel was raised to be a force to be reckoned with in the world of power and politics. She learned the art of manipulation, strategy, and domination from her father, who ruled over Sidon with an iron fist. By the time she was ready for marriage, Jezebel's reputation preceded her. She wasn't just a beautiful face, she was a brilliant tactician and a fierce competitor. And when King Ahab of Israel came calling, it wasn't love that sparked her interest, but the opportunity to expand her influence and secure her own power. No. 2. A strategic marriage. Jezebel's marriage to Ahab, the king of Israel, was a strategic move that gave her access to an entire kingdom to rule. At first sight, it seems like a classic fairy tale, a beautiful princess marrying into royalty and living happily ever after. But this royal union was far from a fairy tale. It was a calculated move by Jezebel to gain power and influence. You see, Ahab wasn't exactly known for his strength and decisiveness. In fact, he was considered weak and indecisive, which made him an easy target for someone like Jezebel. She had her sights set on the throne of Israel, and she wasn't afraid to use her charm and cunning to get what she wanted. For Jezebel, it wasn't about love or companionship. It was about conquest and control, and she had a plan to transform Israel into her own image. Number 3. A religious revolution. Upon arriving in Israel, Jezebel wasted no time in imposing her beliefs on the populace. She introduced the worship of Baal, a Canaanite deity, and built temples and altars to him throughout the land. She also hosted massive festivals and gatherings in his honor, complete with music, dancing, and animal sacrifices. To further solidify her religious revolution, Jezebel actively suppressed the worship of Yahweh, the God of Israel. She persecuted his prophets and sought to silence anyone who dared to defy her. Her actions effectively transformed Israel's spiritual life into a battleground where the old ways were ruthlessly stamped out in favor of the new. Anyone who resisted her religious reforms was met with severe consequences, often imprisonment or exile. And so it was that Jezebel's influence spread like wildfire, leaving a trail of fear and resentment in its wake. Number 4. The Great Showdown with Elijah. Amidst the chaos and upheaval, a lone prophet of Yahweh named Elijah emerged to challenge Jezebel's authority. He boldly confronted her, denouncing her false gods and predicting their imminent doom. In response, Jezebel vowed to destroy him, setting in motion a dramatic showdown between good and evil. The climax of their conflict came on Mount Carmel, where Elijah challenged the prophets of Baal to a contest. They were to call upon their god to light a fire, and whichever god responded would be declared the true deity. When Baal remained silent, Elijah stepped forward and called upon Yahweh, who answered with a mighty fire that consumed the sacrifice. Humiliated and enraged, Jezebel vowed revenge, but Elijah disappeared miraculously before she could carry out her threat. Number 5. A reign of blood and fear. Following the confrontation on Mount Carmel, Jezebel's persecution of Yahweh's prophets intensified, turning Israel into a kingdom of blood and fear. She employed spies and informants to root out any remaining followers of Yahweh, and those found guilty were put to death. Her reign was marked by violence and oppression, leaving Israel divided and scarred. Despite witnessing numerous miraculous signs against her gods, including the part of Elijah's mantle that fell from heaven, causing a fire to consume a double portion of his power, Jezebel's pride and arrogance only grew. She remained steadfast in her belief in the supremacy of Baal, refusing to acknowledge the true God of Israel. As a result, Her downfall was swift and brutal. Number 6. Prophecy of Doom. Before her demise, Elijah had prophesied that Jezebel would meet a gruesome end. The dogs would eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel, a prediction that haunted her reign and foreshadowed her violent fall. Despite the prophecy, Jezebel continued to rule with an iron fist until her unexpected demise. No. 7. The dramatic fall. Jehu, a member of Ahab's own family, eventually seized power and ended both Ahab and Jezebel's lives. When Jehu approached Jezreel, Jezebel went to greet him, adorned in fine clothing, as if she were going to a party rather than to her impending doom. She defiantly challenged Jehu, demanding to know why he had come, as if she didn't already know. Jehu, however, remained unfazed and reiterated his mission to eradicate Ahab's dynasty. Realizing her fate, a defiant Jezebel prepared for her final act. She painted her face, put on elaborate makeup, dressed in fine clothes and jewelry, and rode in a chariot like an Egyptian queen. When she reached Jehu, he asked her to identify herself, to which she replied boldly, "It is I." However, her moment of triumph was short-lived. In a cruel twist of fate, Jehu ordered her thrown from the window of her chariot and left her there to die. Soon, dogs tore her body apart, fulfilling Elijah's prophecy to the letter. Number 8. Legacy and Lessons. Jezebel's story left an indelible mark on history, serving as a timeless warning against idolatry, pride, and the abuse of power. Her relentless pursuit of control and dominance led to nothing but ruin, proving that no ruler, no matter how mighty, is above divine justice. Although she may have initially succeeded in imposing her beliefs on Israel, her legacy was one of destruction and despair. So the question we pose to you is, was Jezebel merely a villain, or also a tragic figure consumed by her own ambition? We eagerly await your thoughts in the comment section below. Number 9. The Queen Who Became a Symbol. From her humble beginnings as a Sidonian princess to her rise as the infamous Queen of Israel, Jezebel's story is a captivating journey through power, ambition, and ultimately, downfall. Her name became synonymous with tyranny, oppression, and the corruption of religious ideals. Though she may have met a gruesome end, her impact resonated throughout history, serving as a chilling reminder of the dangers of unchecked desire for dominion. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more captivating historical tales. And now it's time to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Jezebel's legacy? Do you believe she was misunderstood or solely a symbol of tyranny? Share your opinions in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating stories that have shaped our world.